So now we will be talking about the causes of disequilibrium. So the very first cause, or you can say the situation, is developmental activities. So what is happening in the developmental activities? Developing nations like India have to depend on the other countries, other developed countries for their imports. And thus developing nations have to import goods from other countries. Thus the imports increase, means the items in the debit side is increasing, and thus there is outflow of foreign exchange and less of inflow of foreign exchange, and thus there is deficit in BOP. Next situation is inflation. In inflation, suppose in India there is inflationary situation, means the prices are continuously rising up. So automatically the goods of the products of the foreign countries will be cheaper to us. So we import goods, and thus what is happening again? And thus, as we are encouraging import, as it is relatively cheaper to us, thus again the debit items are increasing and the items on the credit are decreasing. Thus there is large outflow of foreign exchange and less inflow of foreign exchange. So again there is deficit in BOP. Next is trade cycle. Suppose there is recession. There is recession in India. Now, in banking, what did I say? In recession or deflationary situation, everything is in a low scale, like employment is in a low scale. There is less production, less investment done by the producers, less money supply in the economy. So what does the bank tries during those times? What did I say in banking? They try to generate the demand by increasing the money supply in the economy. So I just wanted to discuss the deflationary situation. So that is why I said so many things. So suppose there is recession or deflation in India. So what? There is less production. And suppose the country cannot meet the domestic demands of the people because of less production in the country. So it has to depend on the imports. Again, it is encouraging imports. There are more items in the debit side and less items in the credit side, and thus there is again deficit in BOP. Next situation is change in the cost structure. Suppose in India the cost of production of the commodities got reduced. Automatically the prices of the product will fall, and thus we can now export the goods to the other countries. So when the cost of production falls and the price of the product is a bit cheap, we can export goods to the other countries, and thus it will increase our exports. So in that case, credit items will be more and debit items will be less, and thus there will be inflow of foreign exchange and less outflow of foreign exchange. So there will be more inflow of foreign exchange, and thus it will be surplus in BOP. Similarly, if the cost of production rises, prices will rise. Again the imports will become cheaper to us. We will encourage imports to our country. Debit side items will be more and credit side items will be less. And thus there will be deficit, and thus there again will be deficit in BOP, because there will be outflow of foreign exchange and less of inflow of foreign exchange. More of outflow of foreign exchange and less of inflow of foreign exchange, and thus there will be deficit in BOP. Last condition is development of import substitutes. Like whatever products we are importing, if we produce it in our country, obviously we don't have to depend on our imports. We can moreover export it. So there will be surplus in BOP. Similarly, if we cannot produce the import items in our country, we have to depend on our imports, and thus there will be again more imports in the country, and thus there will be deficit in BOP. Now we will move to the political factors which are causing disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So the first is, if there is political stability in the country, then there will be more of exports and less of imports. However, if there is political instability in the country, then it may lead to huge payments and reduce. It may lead to huge payments to the foreign countries, and it may reduce inflow of foreign reserves. It will lead to huge payment to the foreign countries, means outflow of foreign countries, and it will reduce the inflow of foreign reserves. Secondly, if the policies of the government encourage imports, there will be deficit in BOP. If the policies of the government encourage exports, there will be surplus in the balance of payment. Next, now we will be going to the social factors.